Alright, it has now officially been about a week since I finished up the ball joint. And over the past week, I've had a growing issue with alternator problems. So signs of the alternator problem, I'll show a video really quick here. And what's happening is the tack gauge just keeps dropping and then coming back on and then dropping, coming back on with my battery light. Truck's running fine, no change. Aside from just that going on. So I have been messing with the radio, so I'm concerned it might just be a wire issue, but a lot of people say it's usually a telltale sign of the alternator going bad. So I think that's what it is, and I'm gonna do a quick video of this facing the other way, but it looks like one of the connectors actually rusting out, and then I wiggled around earlier, and the wife was in the truck washing it, and the gauge was kind of dropping every time I'd wiggle it. And then I wiggled enough for a point where it just stayed on, so it might have just been a bad connection. So I'm gonna show you guys really quick. So right here, you see where I broke off the plastic cover on here. That connection is just super rusted. It's actually was worse. I just sprayed it down already, but I went and picked up some cleaner today from AutoZone. It's for corrosion and stuff like that, and it's pretty rough looking. That's just one of the connections for the battery, or not for the battery, but one of the connections for the alternator. This one here seems like it might be a little bit loose. So here, one of the things you can do is just take some pliers and just clamp that, and sometimes that one will work a little bit better. But if you wiggle this wire around, it's not showing any signs of it being getting a bad connection. But this one for sure is most likely getting a really bad connection. You can see how bad that is. Close up. How bad and rusted that is, and I bet that wire all the way up to about here is just toast. So that is one issue that is most likely causing the problem with the alternator. So I was thinking about doing an alternator replacement, but I really don't have the money for it right now, to be honest. I just spent a lot on tools and stuff this last weekend fixing the ball joints, so this one's gonna probably have to wait. So hopefully this will fix that issue for now. I did tension up the belt just a little bit. It was super loose. Now you got a lot better tension on there too. So, and the belt looks pretty good. So it wasn't the belt issue like I was hoping. But so that's that. So I got some spray cleaner. I'm gonna clean it up really quick and hit it with a brush. Another project I'm still working on is the radio. Speaking of wiring, this is the amp that is mounted under the passenger seat, which I pulled out. I didn't know this was an amp. I was actually kind of curious what this was, but I found out that this is supposedly the amp. So I had all the power to the speakers and everything, or the power to the stereo head unit, but I didn't have any sound. So I was told by somebody who does radio work, so I have no clue about anything radio related. And if you don't have the amp plugged in, then there's a good chance that that's why we're not getting sound of the stereo. So sometimes you gotta have the amp plugged in. So I'm gonna try plugging this in, rewiring that radio again, and seeing if that works. Another thing I found in the garage, some Plastidip. I know I hate Plastidip. This is actually black Plastidip. And instead of peeling the green off of these trim pieces here, which is gonna be a pain in the butt, I'm actually just gonna go over and I'm gonna paint those black. Should have just enough Plastidip to do that, and recoat those and just leave them green. So I figured that probably wouldn't look too bad, especially with my plan for the hood.